Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Clint, I got you right away, buddy. What's going on, guys? Holy shit. I'm bored. We're all bored. Come on, Bitcoin. This is ridiculous at this point. I just want to get out of this range. Can we pump or dump at this point? Come on, man. Lord, we're getting tight. We are getting tighter than... I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's jump on in, though. What's going on, fellas? Richard, Keith, what's going on? Clint wants Rapper Bob right away. So you know what? You know what we got to do? We got to get some energy up in here because, man, Bitcoin doesn't really have the energy to really want to do anything the last 2 weeks. So let's get Rapper Bob up in here right freaking away and get some energy in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We need some energy in here. What's going on? Elliot, what's going on, bro? Mike, Kennedy. I see Kennedy up in here. Already telling people to hit up those likes. I see Kennedy out in this bitch. Javier saying, yo, what's going on? I see Keith. Keith's always in here, man. Shout out to Keith. Interactive, Kevin. You started early? We're starting a little early, man. You got to start a little bit early. Let's get Rapper Bob up in this bitch. Because you know what? Man, we need some Rapper Bob. All right? Let's get some energy up in this chat today. Smack up that like button. Let's get to all-time highs. All right? Let's freaking go. I need shit to start pumping. So you know what? I got to start working on the corner out here because, to be honest, this shit's slow, all right? I gotta go in the corner and be a rapper and get some tip money outside. Let's do it. Let's do Get Stronger. Here we go, fellas. If you're with me in the chat, put it out there, boy. Let's go. Come on.
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror on the wall say I'm getting stronger.
Yeah.
Hey yo, the mirror don't lie.
Bitcoin sucks.
Hey yo, the mirror don't lie.
Yeah.
Look at me, take a picture, it'll last longer. The mirror
I like
on the
selling
wall
drugs.
say I'm getting stronger. Hey yo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes.
Yeah,
We got our back against the wall, we gotta fight back. I need a theme song, this the right track.
Will work for
I
Shiba.
ain't got no cape or no superpowers. Just confidence and self.
I can picture a guy like Bob. In all seriousness, guys, I could picture a guy like Bob out there saying, like, with the little sign outside saying "Will rap for Shiba" on a little bit of a sign. I guess we need to make one of those. That'd be pretty sick, actually. What's up, Clint? I see Clint up here. So SPX long, said Kevin. He's in SPX long. Let's go, man. Franklin, Bob can have all my coins. Don't give Bob all your coins, man. He's gonna do something stupid with it. He's gonna leverage trade Shiba at the worst time. He's gonna get absolutely wrecked. We know what Bob does, man. But guys, can we just keep it 100 here? I think everyone's kind of feeling the same way. It's like, man, Bitcoin, easy range to trade, right? I mean, we came up earlier again today, up to 28,800. Got dumped back down, back to this upward sloping trend line again. But man, it's something's got to give here, my friends, very, very soon, because holy shit, I think everyone's going to die of absolute boredom. It's not even about the price dumping anymore. It's just the sideways price action. You know, we got blue balled. We all got blue balled with just like 2 months of up only. Now we've gotten a month of just sideways, and we're all blue balled. Heck, at this point, we're all purple balled. We got some purple ass balls out in this bitch, man, because Bitcoin just keeps chopping like a freaking slug, sideways, in this boring ass freaking range, man. Yeah, right? It's getting to that point where it's going to start making us going all insane, right? We're going to start attacking each other saying, no, we're bearish, no, we're bullish. And in reality, yeah, we're just kind of chilling in the same little move buzz. But something's got to give, right? We go over to the, this is just like the Bollinger Bands. Just to show you guys what I mean by, like, the price is getting tight, man. It's very, very tight. It ain't like, you know, that whale when you're walking down the street over here today, and you saw that whale walking down the street, and you were like, you know what? You know, she's not very tight. You know, like that whale that was crossing at the street, not the whale that buys crypto, you know, the whale that's crossing at the street. She's not very tight. But Bitcoin's price, okay? Oh, there's the whale right there. So everyone wave high to the whale. What's going on, whale? The Bitcoin price, guys. Look at the Bollinger Band. It just perfectly encapsulates how much of sideways we're getting, right? I mean, we've going sideways now for how many days here? 18 days. I mean, and it's not just like that shot. It's not like the up and down sideways. It's just the sideways. But you can see how tight the Bollinger Bands are getting here on the daily, guys. So something's got to give, because if we zoom in on this, what you'll notice is that we're getting squeezed between the middle heart line of the daily Bollinger Band and the top of it, right? Look at, we actually tapped both of them today. Middle of the Bollinger Band comes in at 27,850, and the top of it comes up at 28,770. Just to, I don't really use the Bollinger Bands, but just to kind of encapsulate of how much, you know, we've just been chopping sideways like a freaking mongoose. You know, market makers guy would be calling this a sideways mongoose pattern. I don't even know what he would call it at this point, man. The falling wedgies don't lie. So Keith, you see a falling wedgie? I don't see no falling wedgie. I wish there was a falling wedgie, man. That would make my my job much easier right here. Crypto 7 said the full moon. Holy shit! I hear myself. You guys ever, like, you know, if you guys, like, you're at work, you guys record or have a meeting, and then you end up hearing yourself, and you look at you hear yourself, and all you hear is like, yeah, so, like, yeah, the Bitcoin daily chart's super, super tight, like, yeah. And whenever you hear yourself, you sound like absolute shit. That's how every time I hear myself, I feel like I sound like a, I don't know. I don't know what I sound like. I just sound like freaking weird. Mongoose, what's going on, K-Dub? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So, like I said, guys, just to kind of start off the stream and just encapsulate how much we've been going sideways here, it's absolutely insane. But what I wanted to look at today, though, all right, is, okay, we have this. What I want to look at today is, like, where we are in Bitcoin, right? Because, listen, the short-term time frames, guys, we just tapped up this upward sloping support level again, right? So one touch, two touches, we deviated here, we got a bounce here, we got another bounce here. So what I'll say is at least Bitcoin's coming up and making higher lows as of now, right? We got one low, we got a higher 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 low. We just keep making higher lows with the same resistance on the top side. So we kind of have like this ascending triangle structure on the short-term time frames. Man, I wish it wasn't the case. I wish we were just like, boom! And we got all the warning shots fired.
Warning shots fired.
Right? But man, it's that kind of market right now. So like if we're to trade in this, man, right now it's super easy, man. You just shorten when Bitcoin goes up here, right? And you know, obviously at one point it's going to break up or down, but you just shorten when Bitcoin gets off here. And you just long in when Bitcoin like comes up and makes a higher low at this point, right? And you're kind of just trading the trend until it doesn't work, you know, if we're going to keep it really simple. But, you know, at some point you got to expect this to break. But I want to look at the daily time frames today because, you know, I personally want to hear some of the bears like Crypto Kirby. You guys know Crypto Kirby. He'll be out here saying,
warning shots fired.
what's going on, guys? It's Crypto Kirby. So, Jimmy at the water cooler did not buy this whole run up. And now he sees Bitcoin breaking 28K and he wants to FOMO in now with his last little stimmy money. We all know what happens next to Jimmy with the stimmy. We're going to get that move down and Jimmy with the stimmy is not going to be looking too good at the water cooler. No, but in all seriousness, guys. Okay, I wanted to go over to like the weekly time frame, okay, and just look at times where Bitcoin. You guys know Crypto Kirby? I haven't watched. I always say this. I gotta go watch Crypto Kirby at some point, man. It's been so long since I watched Crypto Kirby, bro. It really has. John said, "I'm only short at support and long at resistance." Nice, John. Nice, John. All right, but yeah, today, guys. The good thing is we got ETH to watch, right? And this is a big daily close for Ethereum today. We're going to go over to Ethereum in just a second. But in a second, guys, when we jump over to Ethereum in a little bit, we're going to need all the energy we can get on Ethereum. We're going to need all the energy to get Ethereum to close above this resistance point. So if you're already in there, start getting the energy up. Let's freaking go because we want to get an ETH close above 1894 today. So far, so good. We got about 50 minutes into the daily close. Let's get busy with that close, my friend. So if you're in the chat, already start putting the swords and shields in the chat, but we will be over there in a second. But Bitcoin's weekly, guys. So I wanted to go back into some previous cycles. Because you guys know I'm a big believer in Bitcoin kind of just repeating cycles, right? It's not going to be one-to-one every single time. But I wanted to go back and look at when Bitcoin's gotten like to the 50 moving averages and then came to this underside of the biggest resistance point that it's came to in any up rally, right? So obviously right now we know this is the biggest resistance, right? We got, you know, our lows all throughout 2021 and 2022 all coming in right here as we are right at resistance, right? I think even a rock could tell you that, right? A rock could sit here and say Bitcoin's at resistance. We got to be a little bit cautious, right? But we jump over here. I wanted to look at some other times we were in these same circumstances, right? Where, you know, back in say 2019, okay, you have the macro heads say that, oh, this time's different, Jordan. We're in such a different world right now, and that's true. But you know, I tend to think it doesn't really matter. When we go over here to 2018, all the way back to 4 years, we take a little telescope or a little transport, and we go back to 2018 somehow, right? I'm over here wearing like, you know, back in the old days because, you know, this is what we wore back in the old days, right? We transferred back to 2018. Here we go. All right, now we're back in 2018. So now we do our TA back in 2018, okay? Because this is what I wore in 2018 somehow. You can see back here, right? So Bitcoin, obviously, this was the bear market support, right? All throughout this region. Boom, 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 all throughout here before it broke down, right? So I want to go back and look, like, what did we do during this time, right? And we had the 50 moving averages exactly where it is now, like slightly below that previous resistance, right? Or it was right here, 50 moving averages right here, right? Previous support, 50 moving average. Well, if you look at what we did last time, and this is fine, every cycle's somewhat similar, but always a little bit different, okay? We actually came up to the 50 moving averages, and you look at what we did here. Right, it's very interesting because you could actually make the argument that the resistance was like here, right? Because you got this wick and you got this wick over here. But you notice look at what we did. We came up in 2019, straight up. And then we got 1, 2, 3 weeks of just boringness. You see this? 1, 2, 3 weeks of just like indecision, right? Indecision, 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 right below the previous support before eventually, okay, we got to move up. Now, I'm not going to say we're necessarily going to move up like this. I think this is a little bit crazy. Or is it a little bit crazy? I don't freaking know. But if we see what we did here, it was 1, 2, 3 weeks before we actually get a move up, right? Just to kind of compare what we're looking at here. But if you notice on that third week, we actually got a big wick and we actually broke the lows of that kind of consolidation, right? So we actually broke those lows, came back down, and then we came up the next week. So, you know, if we kind of look at what we're doing now, okay, we're below this huge resistance, but look at the price action, man. It was a big move up. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. The only thing that's kind of missing is that little shakeout move to the downside, right? So what I'm watching here, okay, let me get rid of our 2019 little our 2019 little outfit, because you know 2019, that was my 2019 outfit. Okay, if you don't like it, we're gonna go back to the 90s in a second. You guys want to go back in the 90s? I'll wear my my mom capris and you know, the Camirand hair. I think that was the most popular outfit, right? You guys remember the 90s jeans that girls wear? The 90s jeans, it was like the capris that were up to like halfway of the shin, right? Those, now they're so funny if you see people wearing those. No offense to anyone who still wears those. Like, I hope none of the guys in here wear that, because then we might have a little bit of a problem. But if any of you guys wear that, we never hanging out. But you know, for all the girls that wear that, that's cool. That's cool. Maj wore that?
Oh, I used to. Yeah.
Nice. I think everyone did. But you guys notice, like, what we do? 1, 2, 3 candles. The only thing we're kind of missing that's different this time is, should we expect, right? So if we go back to the daily, do we think that if Bitcoin's going to move up higher, do you guys think that we have to come back down and shake out all the longs first? Like this, right? Scoop the longs, break this low, kind of like what we did here during this consolidation, right? We had this long sideways consolidation here, but we broke that low real quick, got everyone super scared, and then we got shot back up. Do we think that we have to do something similar here, where we come back down, break those lows, and then we get that move back up to the upside, right? Certainly could be the possibility based off what we did in 2019, right? And I'm kind of just spitballing, guys, because like I said, the short-term time frames are pretty freaking boring right now. So I think it's important that we keep their eye on the prize here in the big time frame. So do we going to see that wick this week? Will we see a wick down this week that breaks that low? That's the question. To be honest, it doesn't matter to me if we do that or not at this point. I'm still bullish in the high time frames, right? It's just a matter of what the price action is going to look like on the short term, man. I have no freaking clue. At this point, everyone's guessing. Let's be honest, guys. I mean, like, are we going to spike the highs and dump? Are we going to spike the lows and pump? Are we just going to go sideways like this forever? Like, let's be honest, guys. I mean, this is a shit show right now. This is an absolute shit show. Like, it's went from bullish to bearish 18 times in the same range. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, if we're trading, we're just trading the range. It's nice and easy, but for investors, it's kind of you know, shaking people out, right? What causes large pants generations? Large pants generations? What's the jeans now? What's the popular jeans now? I think the popular jeans. I don't really see too many people wear jeans. The only people I really see jeans are like old people that wear like the old people jeans. You guys know the old people jeans. It's like the bright white blue jeans that look like that old people wear. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And they always have the dad shoes too. They got the dad shoes and the white jean and the white blue jeans, right? The light blue jeans, I should say. You guys exactly know what I mean, by the way. I'm keeping an eye on Bitcoin right now, guys. Bitcoin's still at 28,182. And ETH is, so we're going to keep an eye on this. So make sure, guys, if you see ETH or Bitcoin getting a pump, let me know in the chat. We're going to go over to ETH in a second because ETH is really the show right now. But I want to make my point here. So we went back to 2019, right? We did a time machine. We had 3 weeks below resistance before we pumped up higher, okay? Now, let's go back to 2014, right? Let's get our outfit from 2014, okay? And I'll see you guys in a second. I'm just going to go in the time machine here. And I'll be right back, right? Be right back, guys. Hold on. Actually, I don't know what this is. I'm feeling... I feel like I shouldn't put that on because I don't know if I put something on, if it's going to be like something offensive or something. I never know, man. I never know. All right. Screw this. Let's do this. All right, guys. I'll be back in 2014. All right. Somehow I'm a Chiefs fan. All right, cool. All right, so we're back in 2014. I was at a Chiefs game in 2014, I guess. But here we are. We're back. Go, Alex Smith. I don't think Alex Smith was the quarterback back then. I think it was like Matt Castle. Go, Matt Castle. Go, Matt Castle. But let's go back to 2014 and see what we did. Okay, so same setup. We had the bear market major support and resistance level that came in right around this area, right? So we can see we got one bounce, we got two bounces. So another area we can kind of compare where we came out of the bear market. And what do we do here? Now, this is probably would be the worst case scenario. As far as just being bored as hell if something like this happened. If something like this happened, I would be bored as hell, man. Like, I'm already kind of bored. But if you look at this, guys, see what we did here? So we had this bear market support, okay? We came up to it, right? So obviously we got back above the 50-week moving average, just like we did in the current market, right? We got a big spike up. But see what we did here? This would be just freaking torture for both sides, right? The bears and the bulls would be fighting each other for months if we get something like this. But we noticed what we did is we kind of just sat there. We broke it a few times, went back below, but you really were just consolidating and making higher lows, right, at resistance before eventually you broke it up to the upside, right, and came up to that 618 Fibonacci. So, you know, every time's a little bit different, and that's what makes crypto so fun. Is like it tends to do the same thing every cycle, but the price action's always different. So this time we went sideways for how many weeks here, right? If you count it from this wick, and you say, actually, let's count it from like right here. I guess this wasn't really sideways. We went sideways here for 23 weeks. 23 weeks, man. That's 6 months. Imagine going sideways where we are for 6 months. Like something like this, right? Where Bitcoin's at resistance, right? And it just chops sideways for 6 months. Maybe it pops up, it comes back down, pops up. You know, it does this all the way until like freaking September or some shit before breaking up. That would be absolutely horrible, but we've done that in the past. But that would be absolutely horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Let's hope that doesn't play out like that. But that's something that we have done coming out of the bear market here is come up and then just chop for 6 months. We're only like 1 month into that. Imagine 5 more months of this. Oh, God. It would be so toxic in the space, man. People just fighting over bullish or bearish. All right. Anyways, let's go back to current day. Okay, we're back in 2023. Thank God I'm not back in 2022 because 22 was absolutely horrible, man. 2022 was horrible, guys. I don't know about you. I don't know if you guys agree. But yeah, so what do we got? So kind of going, my point is, okay, we're at resistance. The 2 previous times we did something like that, we kind of went either went chopped, made a new little low for 3 weeks, right? Kind of like what we're doing now, or we went sideways for 6 months, right? You know, and I guess you could say, okay, if we want to say like 2020, there's like one more time we went below the 50-week moving average and got back above. If you want to say it's like 2020, it's an interesting little play here, right? I actually saw Blockchain Backer actually talked about this too, where, you know, so we basically went below the 50 and above 3 times, right? The third time was the COVID crash, right? And this time would be my preferred thing. I would love if this happened. This would be the most preferred option. Is this third freaking option would be great. I would love this shit. I'd be walking around like, this is great, because this is the quick little flush out before you pumped up, right? Is you do something like this, right? If we just take a little fractal like this, right, and we kind of put it up to the current price action, like we did something like this, where obviously we came up, we chopped, we came up, we made a second high, and then you got one big flush out down to like 25,200, basically retesting these previous highs. Like I guess we didn't even do the fractal, right? You see what we did here? We had supports all across. We pumped back tested, and then off to the races. So that's kind of the other option is we come back to the 50 moving averages and we hold this support before and then coming up eventually, right? Either way, right? You guys know my take. I'm still bullish, and that's why I'm looking at all these, because historically when Bitcoin drops below the 50 and gets back above after the bear market is over, it has gone up to the 0.5 and the 0.618 every time, right? So it's just a matter of how are we going to get there? How the frick are we going to get there? What do you guys think? Jacqueline thinks that could be right, and that's certainly an option, right? 50 moving average, you usually back test it, maybe you get a little back test, and then you come back up. This would be my preferred option, because this would shake a lot of people out. This would give like one last little opportunity to scoop up whatever you wanted to scoop up before we got that ride up. This, if I had to pick one option, it would be this, okay? I would like the 2019 option just pumping from here, but I also wouldn't mind one more dip to kind of get something, get a little extra shit that I want in here. But, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to this either, to be fair. I really wouldn't be opposed to that. I just don't want the 6 months of chop. Please, God, we already had that in 2022. Please, no more 6 months of chop. We would all go insane. Holy shit. Let's see. Everyone is all over the place. True. Everyone is all over the place right now. It's absolutely insane. It's insane. Let's do a quick poll. Let's do a poll. What comes first for Bitcoin? We haven't done this in a while. What comes first for BTC? Let's do this. Let's do a little bit crazy. So we're at 28K. Let's do what comes first for BTC. Let's do 26K. Let's do 26K. 26K. Or let's do 30. No, yeah, let's do 31K. Let's do that. 26K or 31K. What comes first for BTC? Let me know in the poll. I would love to hear what you guys think in the chat. All right, guys, I ranted about long-term time frames for like an hour there. No, it was like 20 minutes. Thank you guys for putting up with me ranting, man. Hopefully, you kind of see what I'm putting down is like, we just don't know how this is going to play out in here, but I'm still bullish, and I still think we're coming up to these levels. I just don't know how the short term is going to play out, man. Everyone's guessing, right? I go on Twitter, all these traders are like bullish one day, bearish one day. They don't even know what's going on, man. So it's like, it's just patience game at this point, bro. Patience gets the sock. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it doesn't make sense. Why does patience get the sock? I don't know. I don't know why patience gets the sock, but it's okay. What's Rover think? I know Rover's probably bullish. Actually, is this Carl? Yeah, Carl the Moon. What's going, guys? Thanks for jumping back into the moon. Guys, I have not made a video in a while, but guys, I am actually bearish right now, and I just put in a massive $1 million short position over on Bybit. So guys, the best thing you can do right now, sign up to my Bybit link down below, but you should go short right now, okay? I am always right, and it's always exactly as I predict, as I do like to say, right? As I sit here in my Lambo like this. Okay, guys, so yeah, I'm short right now. That's my 2-minute TA, right? We're at resistance. I think it's going to dump, and that's all I got for you guys. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. If you guys want to follow my other channel over at Carl Rodenfeld, I'll just show you guys all the expensive stuff that I own, okay? Thank you. I'm out. See ya. Carl, we know you like Gucci. All right, you know what? I'm going to go to the t-shirt place down the street, and I'm going to make a Gucci shirt. I'm just going to get a plain white t-shirt and have them put Gucci on it. There we go. Yeah, then all the ladies will like me if I got Gucci on my t-shirt. Man, sick of this shit. Keeps popping up on my home screen. I blocked him. Keeps popping up. Exactly as we predicted. Anyways, guys. Carl the Spoon. You know, Carl the Spoon is, Costa's doing pretty well. Anyways, 28,189. We're still kind of just chilling for the BT sizzle. We're seeing ETH at 1909. So let's go over to ETH real quick. Let's go over to ETH. We know. Let's go over to ETH real quick. All right. So Guys, this is where we need the Vikings, okay? And I know, guys, I think everyone's getting kind of bored right now. It's continuing to be that. Just remember, right? When everyone starts getting bored, it's when you usually start seeing the move and everything kind of goes crazy and everyone comes back and it's like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. It was so boring. This is exactly when it happens. I wouldn't be surprised to see a move in the next couple of days. But, man, let's get a little hype in the chat, guys. Let's get a little hype in the chat because we need ETH to get a good close today. This is crucial for ETH's future. It's really not, but we'll say it is anyways. Vikings! We need Ethereum to break and close above this trend line here on the daily. If it can close up here, I still think we're coming to 2K and we will push back those ETH bears like Nuts Flush last night who shorted ETH. We must push Nuts Flush back and flush those nuts right up his ass. We will cut the bear's nuts off and make them eat them in front of us. Spam the swords and spam the shield in the chat right now. For Ethereum, it is East time. And then other odds. Let's go! I love it. 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 But no, guys, we really need to get this close up here, man. What we don't want to do today, we got 30 minutes into the close, so what we don't want to do today. Okay, we don't want to close with like a wick up here, then right back below resistance. I want to see this close. I prefer it actually to close a little bit stronger than this. Prefer to actually get a little pump up into the close and kind of close up a little bit higher, but for all intents and purposes, a break of the resistance on a close would be at least a good sign. And you know, it's still, you know, we're slowly getting up there, but I'm still, especially if you break up here, right? Because unfortunately for ETH, I got 1 point. I was kind of looking at like this possible little wedge here, this little rising wedge with like it had a fake out down here, kind of had like a little penis, little horse guy penis coming down. A little horse guy penis coming down over there. Where's horse guy? Where's horse guy when I need him? Wow, is that my penis? I've never seen it before. Holy shit, it is so big. Wow, I didn't know Ethereum. ETH, you want that? I'll give you some of that. Okay. No, that's a you got kind of a penis hanging down. But like you had one higher low, two higher lows, three higher lows, other than the fake out. But if you can break back up into here, that's a good sign, right? And I honestly would be looking at, you know, still this 2031 level, which I've had that level up there for months, man. All the way down here, I was like, dude, I think ETH's gonna come up to 2000, man, right? And we slowly but surely chipped away, right? Chip. We like a pickaxe, right? A pickaxe chipping away at this freaking resistance, right? And 2031, I think at 2031, you'll probably get, that's probably where I'd be like, you probably get a nice size pullback there, right? As we approach that level, because that's such a big level in the chart, man, right? Right here, such a big level, man. Right? If you just mark this off on the weekly, right about right here, we have like a couple closes over here on the weekly candles, kind of where you're at now, actually, but slightly higher, right? All right here. You got the previous August high coming in right there. So that 2030 level, I would love to see that. And that's, you know, just looking at the weekly, I mean, that looks pretty likely to come up and test that level, at least on a wick, right? Will it break it? I don't know, right? We'll obviously have to see. That's probably a good TP level, honestly. If you're looking to take profits on the way up, that's probably a great TP level. If you're not already at a great TP level, to be honest. We all like some TP. You know, you need some TP when you're taking a shit. And you need some TP when you're in crypto, right? We need TP all the time. TP is great. I love TP, right? Let's see. Y'all know the former Google CEO works for Chainlink now? Oh, yeah? Does he really? I never knew that. I never knew that. Shout out to Franco. I see Franco in the chat. Mike said, fun fact, Horse Guy still dropped his girlfriend once. No, Horse Guy has his own girlfriend. We know Horse Guy's girlfriend. I think we know Horse Guy's girlfriend. I don't think we want to know that. Wait, what is this? Actually, no, I'm not going to click on that. Some of these things I don't want to click on, man, because I just don't know what they are. It's kind of sus. Some of these are kind of sus. Very sus, actually. Very sus. What I'm looking at over here on my other monitor here. Very sus. Dude, I have this freaking sunburn, man, that's freaking poking my head. Right? Even right here, man. I can just feel the sunburn right here. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I can feel that sunburn on my neck and the top of my back. Just freaking sunburn after one day where it was like 70. How the hell did I get a sunburn when it was 70 degrees, man? Yeah, it is what it is. This was from yesterday, by the way. I like to complain when I get a sunburn. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, for ETH guys, it's this. If there's a time for ETH to just keep outpacing Bitcoin, it's now. As we're seeing Bitcoin dominance once again. I mean, it's this resistance is just tough for Bitcoin dominance here, man. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times up here getting resistance. So, you know, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, if there's ever a time for alts to catch a bid, as I do say, that's my favorite thing. It's gonna be right around this time, as you're seeing ETH ETH is just way stronger than Bitcoin right now. ETH is up 2% today. Bitcoin's down today. You haven't seen that in a long time, right? You have not seen that in a long freaking time. So if there's a time for alts, right, you're going to need, I mean, you saw it a little bit this morning, but you're going to need, like you said, if Bitcoin can just catch a little bit of a bid and break out, right? That's kind of asking for a lot right now, to be fair, right? With this stupid price action. But even if Bitcoin could just do something like this, I wouldn't be surprised to see some the good altcoins, right? The alts that have good setups do pretty well here. As you got dominance, you got ETH Bitcoin at support. Well, it was at support. Now it broke out a little bit, but you got Total 2 breaking out of the logarithmic downtrend, right? 1, 2, 3 on Total 2 market cap. You have broken out. I think it's just a matter of freaking patience, man. It's broke out, right? As long as this week closes right here, you have broken out. You have already back tested the bull market support band, which you want to see. Now it's just a matter of freaking waiting this shit out. Right? In theory, where we should see, in theory, right? In freaking theory, we should see Bitcoin get, right? Or I guess altcoins, right? The next resistance is about 15% higher than you currently are, right? Which is next up at this August 8th high. So that's about 15% move on Total 2. If you can just crack this freaking level. But like we said, it's kind of asking for a lot at this point. I think ETH would lead that move, right? If you see ETH break up here, I think that would kind of lead that Total 2 move to really be breaking out, right? Because ETH is like the majority of Total 2. So we wait. Time to gonna go long on alts. Only the ones that support, man. There'll be FOMO into any altcoins, but there's ton of alts right at major support levels, right? We talked about those, a million of them, the last 2 streams of like freaking Uniswap, Atom, I can go on and on. VeChain, freaking, I think pretty much every alt is at a major support level in some fashion, right? Or a major weekly level. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion, man. And this is that part of that cycle that bores everyone out, man. It gets everyone toxic and gets everyone fighting, man. But try to stay away from social media a little bit, like I said, guys, because man, it's just right now, it's just back and forth. On Twitter and back and forth and on every social media. Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Right? You got bears trolling, bulls trolling. I've been trying not to do too much of that. All right? Because in really, like every day we kind of do it. Nothing's really changed. Yeah, we get hyped on stream when it pumps, but it's like, you know, until you really see like a break on a daily close of 28.9 or a break on a daily close of 26.6, it's just like, cool, man. I mean, here we are. We're chilling in a nice little range, waiting for the move. Horse guy always goes long. That's true. Horse guy never shorts. I prefer longin too. Longin's more fun. But I will take a short, you know, if I see a good setup. But I prefer longin too. Longin is way more fun. Even though I like shorting altcoins that I don't own. And I like long in BTC lately. To be quite fair. All right, we've got ETH. ETH is at 1912. We got 23 minutes into this close. That's what we want to watch out for today. Todd said, I love Twitter right now. Nice, dude. Todd loves Twitter. it's just a distraction, man, because you got everyone just trolling. Like, all I see on Twitter is just like people doing this, like, and I know they're just trolling, right? But all I see is this, like, oh, we're at resistance, we're going to 12K, and it's just a distraction at this point, man. You know, it really is. And I'm not trying to be distracted by people who are trading the short term and trying to predict like Bitcoin going to 12K somehow. You know, Rich said, you prefer long. Oh, Rich, I gotta give you the good joke on that one. Rich said, I'm sure you prefer long, Jordan. I do prefer the long. If you know what I mean. I do prefer the long. I can't lie, man. You know, take that however you want to take it. Crypto and Tech guy said you could check FTM. Yeah, we'll check FTM. FTM. It was starting to pump up this morning. Obviously, Bitcoin got a little pullback because the stock market's pulled back today, right? Stock markets were slightly red today. I mean, nothing crazy. The NASDAQ was down 1%. ES was down like 0.3%. Dow Jones was actually green. So, like, the stock market's pulled back a little bit. Gold kind of pulled back a little bit. Bitcoin pulled back. Every asset kind of pulled back a little bit because you saw the dollar get a slight move to the upside. But you know, the dollar kind of right at resistance again. But we'll talk about this in a little bit. We like to long and we like to be strong. We're long and we're strong out here. That's what we do. We'll look at Phantom, though. Phantom, like I said, it got a little pump up earlier today, pulled back, just like everything else kind of did late in the day. But, if we kind of look at where we're at, we're kind of like still like we kind of wicked up below this, above this little resistance. We're kind of back in here. That's why we don't FOMO. That's why we buy supports, right? Because this one pumped up, pumped right back down. I mean, you see that all the freaking time. So yeah, Phantom's right at the daily 50, right? Like I said, the daily stocks cross back to the upside. Daily green dot. It's got the setup. You just It's the scenario with these altcoins, right? It's just it's sideways until we can really get some resolution on Bitcoin in this range, right? You'll have days where it's good, days where it's bad, but you know, it's more so it just chop, right? But like if you go to the weekly time frame, I think these are set up for a move. It's just a matter of time, right? Phantom, I mean, just your classic pattern, right? It's the low. It's the second low with bullish divergence on the weekly. We get a pump back up. What do? We come back down and back test. And now we're kind of just set up for, the W formation, the back test, and the continuation. As long as Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin gets a dip, I still think this will play out. But as long as Bitcoin doesn't go back down to like 18K or some shit, right? I think alts are kind of just settling in and kind of waiting for Bitcoin to get back above 28.8. I still think retail's very nervous right now because you know how I know that retail's nervous. You know how I know that retail is not believing in this rally. It's so obvious why you can still see there's a lot of disbelief in this market. Because how do we know there's a lot of disbelief in the market, guys? Can anyone guess why we know there's a lot of disbelief in the market? By the way, guys. Michael Saylor bought again today. You're always going to dip when Michael Saylor buys, right? I think Saylor bought right here or announced to buy like right here. We got to move back down to support. He announced another buy at resistance. He always announces his buys at resistance. That old freaking bastard, man. God damn. He always announces buys right when Bitcoin's pumping and it's right at resistance. He does it every single time. I swear. It's like the chain link indicator, but worse. I swear, man. How do we know that retail is still nervous right now, right? And I think there's one very good indicator. Shout out to Degeberry. Degeberry Doughboy.
Some TA on Hedera.
There is the robot. Yeah, we can do some TA on Hedera, man. Shout out to you for the super chat, man. We can definitely do that. But general retail, right? Not us that watch YouTube. We're gonna be bullish because we like crypto, right? The general public. How do we know this? Well, I think the easiest way we can know that retail's still nervous, for me at least, is just go to the Dogecoin chart, right? And I look at last times that Elon's done some shenanigans, and to me, what he did at this Twitter thing, I think is actually pretty the craziest thing he's ever done, right? He changed the platform with 230 million users, It has Doge right in the corner. It's pretty crazy. I look at Doge, though, on the daily, and I say, if retail really believed in this, they would have FOMO'd into this shit like a freaking madman. But Doge pumps up. I mean, it's still up here. I mean, it's not like it dumped, but it pumped up and it had 2 days of red. But we've seen shenanigans where, right? Remember back in October of 2022, it was right before FTX crash, right? Doge gets a massive move up because he said something else about it. I forget what happened there, to be quite honest. But Doge had a massive move up. Retail was more confident back here in October and November of 2022 than they are now. Because if retail was confident, I would expect the Doge to freaking come up pretty quick to this 15 cent level again. But instead, it comes up to 10 and just kind of sits there, right? That tells me that the general person ain't really interested in crypto at the moment, which I think is still a good thing. That means to me, okay, we are still early in this bad boy, and there's still not a lot of belief in this move up, right? If Doge did this, I think I would be more nervous because that would mean that retail is like, yes, let's go. You know what I mean? But, I guess time will tell on that. It's kind of just a theory of mine on Doge. I still think Doge can come up. It's just kind of just stalling out here a little bit at the current time frame, though. He purchased Twitter. Yeah, he purchased Twitter. Thank you. He purchased Twitter. I couldn't think of what he did. I know he did something. He purchased Twitter. Thank you. You can see that Doge when you refresh it pop up too. Yeah, you can, right? So to me, it's like, is retail really going into this? Doge would be up here in my opinion if that was the case, but time will tell. Bitcoin kind of just chilling. ETH is looking good for this close at least, right? We got 15 minutes until the daily close. Like I said, as long as we close kind of above like 18, it's really like 1894. It's a pretty decent close there for Ethereum. Just at least breaking through this resistance so we can say, okay, we can kind of nullify this support, this resistance level here, right? And we look left, there really isn't anything. I mean, you got a little wick here, I guess, from June, right? But like, I guess that's do I really think this is going to be a resistance here? I don't know, man. Let's see. He purchased Twitter. Psycho Pro said Doge will go to zero. It probably will someday. I think Doge will probably go to zero someday. But can we ride the train? I think we can ride the train at least for the short term. Doge, I think most alts will probably go to zero at some point. At some point, crypto will be useless because there'll be something else that's better. You know what I mean? Let's see. Cadena looking like it's gonna make a move soon. Cadena's gonna make it look like it's gonna move soon. Cadena, we can look at Cadena real quick. I mean, Cadena's just, it's another one that's kind of just, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I can't really hate on it because, it's one of those things where, it's not my favorite one to get at the moment, but it is at a interesting level, right? I can't hate on you for buying Cadena right here, okay? I would literally be such a hypocrite if I said, you should be buying Cadena right here. It's pretty close to support or a level that you can cut this if you have to, right? You're literally just like at the lows of the move. For risk versus reward, I still think risk reward, this is really good. Risk, okay, it breaks down here, you can cut it, right? Reward, rest of crypto goes up, this should break out with everything else, right? It's just a matter of time. I will say, like, as we look at this something's gonna happen soon, right? Look at this. You got this downtrend line here, coming like this, and then you also have this support coming across. You guys can see, like, within the month of April, this is gonna give up or give down. My take is up because I think you're making higher lows for the first time in a while here. Actually, you made higher lows here. Guess it's Cadena. It is what it is. Guess it always makes higher lows and dumps. Shout out to Cadena.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
But yeah, I guess I can't hate on you for getting it here if you really believe in the project, man. Weekly, it's kind of a nice. It's a formation of the W formation on the weekly here, right? Weekly is kind of crossing over on Market Cipher, kind of trying to cross over on the Stock R side, not quite yet. But if there's ever a time you want to take a gamble, I mean, I think now is probably one of the better times you'll have, in my opinion. I can't hate on you for buying low and selling high, I can't hate on it as much as I want it. I can't hate on it, bro. You know what I mean? And there's many alts that are just like this, guys, that are just sitting at support, man. So the risk reward is so good on these right now, man. It's so good. Obviously, there's a risk in any investment. It could go down, but like you gotta risk it for the biscuit at some point, you know? But it's about where we're at. Bitcoin 28,210 and ETH at 1912. Come on, man. Come on, ETH. Come on, ETH. Pump it. We want a little juice. Let's do a head error. Let's do a head error for Psycho here. Oh, was it Psycho? No, that was DJ Doughboy. DJ Doughboy. Let's do Hedera. Hedera hash graph. What do we got going on? Man, this one kind of got a little ugly, huh? Man, you like broke out from this wedge. I guess you backed. This one's kind of ugly now. It was looking good, right? You had a nice kind of beautiful little falling wedge here on the weekly, where you broke out. You kind of came back in. It's kind of messy now. It's not the most clean one that I would say is like, yes. But I would say, you know, this was another easy one you can kind of cut if you have to, right? You got this support right here, right? Which was previous resistance all the way back in 2020. Look at that. All the way back in 2020, previous resistance all throughout this range. Now you flip it into support once, flip it into support twice. You deviate the low. You back test again. Right? So the risk reward, okay, if it drops down here, you can cut it, but like the risk at this point is you would say you're at support and you're looking for a bounce, right? So it's another one, right? It's set up for the move. It's just a matter of is it the altcoin time? You know, that's what we're all trying to figure out here. But it is set up for the move, for the move higher, right? It's just, you know, you broke out of a wedge, you back test previous resistance. You gotta at least look at it here, right? If there's ever a time now. I mean, at this point, if you don't get it here, it's like, okay, what are you gonna wait for here? I guess down here to 3 cents. You think it's gonna drop another 50%? I don't know at that point, but let's see. Let's see. I want ETH pullback to add to my long. I think we all would want an ETH pullback. Like I said earlier, man, if I had to choose what I want Bitcoin to do here, it would be this option where you do get one last flush out. Because I would love to see everyone like piss their pants. You get one little flush out here that lets you get that one little nice entry, right? Back testing support, back testing support, back testing support. You get one little big flush out before you see that bigger move up. My question is, like, would that be from here, right? Because if you look at this flush out, this was about a 21% move down for Bitcoin, right? 21% move down, which would be the back test.
Hi, Jordan. Can you do TA on Q&T, please?
Please don't say my name with that robot, man. You guys are going to give me nightmares over here. But, you know, will you see the pullback to back test those previous resistance level of support? My question is, if you look at how far that would pull back now, that would be like a 11% pullback. I guess at this point, could you see this, right? This 32K level, right? And I was kind of looking at this earlier. Could you see this move, right? The 32K first, and then you see the bigger pullback? Because if you actually look, if we get to that 32K level first, we know Bitcoin, it's weird. It is true. If you go back to Bitcoin's pullbacks, they're usually like 10% or 20%. It's actually very true. Go back and look. It's very, very true. Could you see that move to 32K first, which we know is a big level in like the monthly? And then you see that bigger 20% move down, right? And you look, if you go up to 32K and then you get that move down, look at the back test of that comes in at right at 21%, just like you did back in 2020. Would be pretty interesting, right? That would really get people going. Right? I don't know if I would want to do that because that would kind of invalidate some price structure here, but it could be kind of interesting there if something like that happened. You know, 32K, then 25K, and then up. That would just be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. Be absolutely crazy. Fallen Angel said, "Bull, ETH looks good to me." Yeah, ETH just kind of grinding up, man. ETH just grinding up. Slowly taking out people that keep shorting it, just slowly grinding up, man. Slow grind up for Ethereum here. As you know, the funny thing about ETH though, like, is okay, yeah, you have this level, but I guess the most crazy thing for Ethereum for me is you broke this, which to me, what this was like the big level on each chart, and this is what kind of gets me a little horny on Ethereum here, because you know, it gets me a little horny because you look, this was really the support back from 2021, right? Then you found resistance, you found resistance again, and you can see that you broke that level now, right? Yeah, you have this little peak here, but this is what gets me kind of horny on Ethereum here from this standpoint is like, okay, everyone's kind of like, oh my God, the Shanghai unlock, it's going to cause a dump. Everyone's going to have their coins unlocked and Ethereum's going to dump. Listen, what do we know about markets, guys? If the people, if that was actually the case, okay, the price would be dumping it right now before, right? Because what do we know? Think about it this way. When ETH 2.0 came out, okay, price pumped beforehand, okay? And then it was a buy the rumor, sell the news as far as a bullish news that ETH finally came out with staking, everyone's getting hyped for it, and then you pulled back. This time, everyone's looking at that as a bearish thing. Oh my God, you got Shanghai, all the ETH's going to get unlocked, and everyone's going to dump it. Then why is price pumping up before it? Right? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. All right. If big money, the people that actually not Jimmy down the street with $50 to ETH, if big money with millions of dollars of Ethereum really cared about that, they would be selling it before. Right? They would think about it. It doesn't even make sense. You know. So for me, it's like, could that just be a fear tactic where everyone's like, oh my God, ETH is going to dump after Shanghai, and then it actually pumps after because big money's buying where retail's scared of Shanghai, and ETH actually just ends up getting a bigger pump because of that. I wouldn't be surprised at all, right? Because what I say is always the narrative that I hear is always wrong, right? Like with ETH 2.0, we got all hyped, but then it dumped. Now everyone thinks it's going to dump on Shanghai. Watch it pump. You know, watch it pump. Literally watch it pump. Right? I guess it's gonna. It never does what retail thinks it's gonna do. Never. They is usually wrong. Yes, Wayne. They is usually wrong. You know what I mean? Unlock that trash bin of ETH. Yes. Unlock that ETH. Unlock all that ETH. But no, not to kind of rant about ETH. It's just if it was going to dump, I think it would have already done it if that was the case. The market would price that in beforehand. You know, just like ETH 2.0 got priced in beforehand. Imagine what owning one Bitcoin is going to feel like in 2030. Going to be mind-blowing. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. That's 7 years away. I think a lot of shit's going to go down in the next 7 years. Based on, I'm not going to go into my conspiracy theories here, but based on charts and what I've been hearing, man, even Trump saying the dollar's dead. You guys see that? Trump saying the dollar's dead, right? And don't trust the banks. Something's going on behind the scenes we don't even know about right now, right? That's why you're seeing all these countries getting away from the dollar. You got Trump saying it too. Something's going on behind the scenes, and I think we all know it. We just don't want to admit it, right? But, you know, I guess time will tell. Time will tell. Dollar, actually, let's go check out the dollar. So the dollar got a little move up today, right? I mean, listen, it's going to have moves up on a downtrend, right? It's had move up, move up, move up. This time, I guess, is a little bit different because you did bounce off a pretty big support level here on the dollar. So here's what I want to watch on the dollar here. This will be very, very important here. Dollar. We got a little resistance on this previous support, but here's the thing on dollar. What do we know about deviations, guys? If this is a range, right? We'll call, I guess we'll call this a range. We'll just draw it like this. Okay, we got support. If this deviated the range and is able to get back in here, we got to look at the dollar getting a nice move up, and that could be that point where then Bitcoin maybe gets that pullback where you get that kind of big shakeout on Bitcoin that gets you down here. Is if the dollar decides to say, hey, I want to come up a little bit. Then that could be like, oh my God, dollar's coming up a little bit. Bitcoin gets a little shakeout. There we go. But I watch this level very carefully right here. If this keeps getting rejected and starts rolling over again, this little pump right here is like getting all the bears horny today. watch this like a hawk. If this starts rolling over again, man, it's going to get pretty brutal for this one, right? Because this is a big support level. Look at this. All the way back from January 2023, right? If we go back to the daily, look at this. Look at how big this level is here, right? Because if this breaks, okay, you got 100 here, but man, look at after that. It's just, you could go all the way down to like, all the way down here, which would be a huge move, right? So watch this very carefully. This is what we need to watch going forward. Is that right there? Is the dollar, will it get back up and will it pump? If it does, well, maybe we do see that pullback on the short-term pullback on Bitcoin. You know, there is fire. There is fire. Conspiracy theories equals facts. Hell yeah, man. Alpy said always panic buy. Shout out to Alpy. I gotta say, Alpy, I appreciate you, man. You know what? Because you stick to your guns. You know, everyone was making fun of you on the way up. But I got to say, man, you were more right than 89% of people. Why I chose 89, I don't know, right? Yes, we didn't hit 65K by March, okay? But you killed it, man. I got to give you some credit, Alpy. I got to give you some credit, bro. Right? You stuck to your guns. You stuck to your damn guns, bro. Shout out to Alpy in the chat. Alpy got bullied. But he was kind of right. We didn't get the 65K, but he kind of killed it. He kind of killed it. Jabba's getting lifted by the police. Oh yeah, he's out there getting lifted by police. Something's going on out there. Something is going on out there. What is going on out there? Is it freaking Becker again? Oh, fucking Becker. What is Becker doing here, bro? Move, you freaking policeman. Why are you after me again? Don't you know who I am? I am Alex Becker. I buy gaming tokens. What do you guys even invest in? What do you guys invest in? Dividend stocks? My altcoin makes more in one day than your dividend stocks do in a whole year. Get off my ass. Oh, you eating a donut? Get a six-pack, bitch. Christ, man. All right, Jordan, you home? Jordan, let me in. Let me in. The police don't know I'm here. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in, bro. Okay, I won't talk about ADA today. Let me in. Shit, they're coming. They're coming. Becker, you ain't coming in, bro. Stay outside. You're not coming in today. We don't want to hear about your gaming tokens. Okay? Your gaming tokens are trash. Get out of here. They stuck to their guns. They stuck to their guns at the Alamo and they all ended up dead. It's messed up, but it's funny. It's kind of messed up. But you know, sometimes the most messed up jokes are the funniest, you gotta say. All right. Someone comes to you. So give me Bitcoin. You will look at, I don't have. What are you talking about, man? Jabba's shilling crack again. Jabba's dead, man. I mean, Jabba is in the ground at this current moment, but something tells me he's going to be Frankenstein at some point. It's only a matter of time before Frankenstein. All right, let's see what we got. We have the daily close, guys. Ethereum did close above the resistance point, right? Ethereum closed at about 1810, right? So you did close above that level. Now we want to see if we get some follow through on the new daily, but that is at least what we wanted to see. If we go to the 4 hour too, we kind of zoom in. You guys can see that we came above it. We back tested here. Now we got to see if we can hold this shit. Right? Can we hold this shiitake mushroom on the new day? That's going to be the big key. But they live on... What are you talking about, man? Oh, let's do QNT from Muhammad. QNT from Muhammad. Appreciate this super chat, Muhammad. Thanks for coming out and hanging out during the stream, man. During these times where, man, it's quite the phenomenon on the times we got right now, man. It doesn't it feel like we've been going sideways for longer than 2 weeks, guys? I feel like we've been going sideways for like 2 months. It just feels that way to me. Like I said, maybe it's just because we had such an adrenaline rush earlier in the year and now it's just kind of settling out and it seems longer than usual. But I don't know. To me, it just feels like it's been like freaking 2 months up here. I feel like I've seen 28K for so long, man. It's been crazy. All right, QNT. Weekly. Let's start on the weekly. So the weekly time frame. I mean, you are coming to some type of resolution here on the weekly, right? You got higher highs, you got lower highs, higher lows. Not the best one, I would say. You're not really at support, right? This one could still drop a little bit just based off this. Not my favorite one on the weekly, but you know, you got to think that this support level is freaking rock solid here on the weekly, right? You broke below it in June, but even on the FTX crash, you still held the support, right? Look at this. Basically, the conception here. Boom. Right? That's such a big support, right? You got here, you got support once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. You got to think this is a rock solid freaking support level right here, right? But, you know, we'll see. On the weekly, still just kind of hanging out, right? But another alt that kind of shows a move in April, right? Let's go to the daily. Let's see. Fallen Angel said every crypto influencer is calling for a dip. Yes, Fallen Angel. You probably follow the same people I do. Literally, almost every crypto Twitter guy, okay? Every crypto trader guy on Twitter is calling for a dump. Literally every single one, right? That I follow, man. It's crazy, man. I could list the names, but like all you guys that are on Twitter that follow all these guys, it's, you know, I kind of follow it to see sentiment, right? And man, every single one of them calling for a dump, right? Or calling for a dip. Maybe not a dump, but at least a dip. It's craziness, man. I don't know. And you guys know a lot of people follow those people. So you got to imagine all the people that are going short at these levels, right? I mean, you guys know the names I'm talking about, right? You guys probably follow a bunch of these guys too. But all right, QNT. Yeah, man. I mean, I think this one could still come down a little bit. You can see it on the chart too, right? Daily's kind of looking a little heavy here, right? Right. 1, 2, right? It's looking for this support level again, I think. So I think you got a little bit more down. You could argue it's like this though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a little bit of a tweezer bottom. Still think they're gonna come a little bit lower, but like anywhere near this relative support level is a good risk reward where you can cut it if it dips and kind of do your thing there. But you know, another one that's just chopping, man. It's chopping. It's gonna go in the direction Bitcoin goes next, right? If Bitcoin wants to break like 26K, QNT is gonna come down here. If Bitcoin wants to, you know, instead wants to freaking pump, QNT is gonna come up here, right? So it's a matter of waiting time on this one for QNT too. But you know, I would say, you know, this buying anywhere in this white box, I think would be a good longer term hold, right? If we're just looking at this from a longer term perspective, anywhere in here should be pretty solid, right? I don't know if you're gonna get down here again. You could, but it is what it is. Wayne said, I haven't been on Twitter since Elon went full R. You should never go full R. True. Did someone say influencer? Let's see. 2 years? 2 years. Simon said, Team Jordan, hit the like. Shout out to Simon, man. He said, Team Jordan, let's get in here, man. God damn, man. I'm trying to keep the energy up, guys, but damn, like it's tough during these times where you just get so pumped. I'm so pumped to what's to come, and I just feel blue-balled right now. I just feel so blue-balled, purple-balled right now. Man, it's like you get all this pumped-up energy. It's like, yeah, we're coming up. And then you go sideways for 3 weeks, and your dopamine, you need that dopamine receptors. Yes, ETH got a pump. Yes, ETH got me pumped. But you know I don't trust any move on any altcoin until Bitcoin gets to move up higher, you know? So, man, I'm ready for it. We got... Fact is, BTC needs to break up over 29K, 30K soon. Facts. I think if you're going to want to see it, you're going to want to see it very, very soon, my friends. I agree. Hey, Mr. Energy. What's going on, bro? Miles said I'm blackballed. I didn't need to know that, Miles, but I appreciate your black balls. You know? I am clearly white balled, and you know, to be quite fair, I have nice Irish balls, you know, nice Italian balls, and I think I'm a little bit Syrian too. I got all the type of balls, bro. I got all the type of balls up in this bitch. Let's see. What? Let's see. You know how to fix that, right? I know. Yeah, we do. We do. We know how to fix that. We get one giant push up. And then we break the high. Let's see. BBWP getting ready for a move. Oh, the BBWP. We haven't looked at that in a while. Let's check out the BBWP. The BBWP on the daily's got to be pretty freaking low, man. Let's check it out. BBWP. We haven't looked at this in a hot minute. Yeah, I mean, the BBWP is showing that volatility just isn't there on the chart, man. And, you know, if we looked at a couple of the few times we've been in this range, it's been big moves, right? Right? We're down here. Last time we were in this region was back here in February. That obviously led to a big volatile phase where you got a big dump, a big pump, a big dump, big pump until you got overbought, right? So very volatile phase here. Pump, dump, pump, pump, dump, dump, right? But before that, man, I mean, how long did you go sideways here for? You went sideways in this range for 18 days. We're on day number 18 right now. Funny enough, we're on day number 18. No, now we're on day number 19. So on day number 19, we kind of started that dump last time. If we go back to before that, right, back in January, yeah, see, we were going sideways here. How long were we going sideways for? Let's see. Damn, 18 days. 18 days. That's crazy. So you went sideways for 18 days, and then you started the big volatility, right? You went sideways for 18 days. Big volatility. Now, we've been going sideways for 18 days. Will today start the volatility? Very, very interesting. That is very interesting. And we all know, right, for all you guys, you know, that follow the moon phases. The moon phase. And if we're looking at that, right, I mean, daily stocks are momentum's up, right, on the daily. So, I mean, which way do we go? That's obviously the big question. But I'll say the moon phases, okay, you know, for all you guys that follow the moon phases, just for something else to talk about, right? These white moons, you've gotten a dump and then new highs, right? So look, you got this white moon right here, maybe because everyone's feeling super emotional and super bearish because you're at resistance. But look, you got a dump on the full moon, then a couple days later, you made a new high, right? And then you got this white moon. You already started the dump, but you dumped for a few days. Then you came up and made a new high. Now we're getting the white moon. We got the white moon today. Or no, yesterday. No, today. So now we got the white moon again. Will we see a few days of dumpage before we continue up and make a new high? That's typically what we've done. But, you know, I usually am a hater of the moon phases, but like the last 4 all played out very similar, where you dumped and then pumped, right? I mean, every single one, right? But every single one of them, you made a new high after that. So very interesting, man. There's a lot of shit going on right now, and it's a crazy time in the world right now, man. We just had our former president just got arrested, and he's saying the dollar's dead. What president do you think would ever say that? You got to think that they swear to oath not to say those type of things. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's craziness to me. We live in just a crazy time, bro. Former president arrested, inflation, just banks going under. It's just a crazy volatile time as far as like sentiment and, you know, bullish one day, bearish one day. What I don't get today, I don't really get this, guys. Can someone explain this to me? Why did stock markets dump today? And I can't wrap my head around it. Stock markets dumped today, even though the jobs report came in soft, right? AKA, there's less jobs available than there were last time, right? And I thought that would be bullish, right? Because what do we hear all in the beginning of this year is, well, inflation's not going to go down unless there's not a lot of jobs, right? Right? I mean, this is having more jobs is bearish, right? But now you get more jobs and somehow you dump. Now it's bearish that you have less jobs, right? Now that's the narrative, right? I mean, I guess whatever happens is bearish somehow, right? Now it's, oh, we have less jobs. Now it's bearish because now people need money. But beginning of this year, they didn't need money. It was bullish at the beginning of this year. Who knows, man? That's why I don't pay attention to this macro shit. Like it's just a distraction, and it doesn't even make sense at this point. You know what I mean? Recession fear is activating, but why wasn't that the fear earlier in the year? You know, why wasn't it the opposite effect? You know, because so that tells me the macro LARPs were wrong again, saying that okay, if the job market got tighter, then that was supposed to be bullish, but now it's bearish. You could tell me the macro LARPs were wrong again. Because all I heard about at the beginning of this year from all the people that are like macro experts, even though like the macro experts all were wrong at the beginning of this year, they're saying Bitcoin's stock markets are gonna go down until the job market's tight, right? And now it's getting tighter, and now it's bearish. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. We went down to do CZ manipulation that's carrying. We went down to do CZ manipulation that's carrying over into stocks. CZ manipulation carrying into stocks. Clint, I think Tesla should not be going down for you, bro. I think Tesla should be pumping for you, Clint. I think there's manipulation on Tesla, right? George would say there's manipulation on Tesla, right? George, every time the price goes down, it's manipulation. Price goes up, totally natural. I am George. We're all George. Guys, today, I'm going to not talk about crypto today. I'm going to talk about how Tesla is very manipulated right now. So you guys know, I'm a Tesla fan. I own a Tesla. But I'm going to tell you guys this. Ever since January, Tesla going to go up. Okay? Tesla's going to go Mars, going to go Pluto. But there's manipulation in the market. There's FUD right now. And someone is manipulating Tesla to the downside. Okay? And it's not okay. And I think we need to find out who's doing that. Because down is not okay. It's pure manipulation. Okay. You know, so if you're in the chat spreading FUD, get out of my chat. I will ban you because that's pure manipulation, bro. No, it's always how it is. It's always manipulation when it goes against you. No, guys, the whole market's manipulation, right? Just the whole market is manipulation. Why do you think that every time seller announces a buy, it's like literally at the top of at least like a local top, or at least it's like right at resistance every single time. You don't think that shit's planned? For whatever reason there is, I don't know what the reason is, but you don't think all that shit's planned? It's rigged. It's rigged. But I mean, if you can pick up the trends, you can take advantage of the riggedness, I guess. Your dollar is toilet paper. Yeah, I agree, man. I'm not betting against you there. I think the dollar is I mean, my long-term outlook on the dollar is okay, maybe it gets a short-term bounce, but my long-term outlook on the dollar is a move all the way back down, right? Big blow off top, a move all the way back down to 89, right? I think the dollar chart's going to look just like Bitcoin did last year, right? Just the opposite now. Dollar is going to be coming all the way back down here. Okay. Now, would that be good or bad necessarily? I mean, you'd probably be decent for assets, but at that point, you know, would it be good or bad at that point? I don't know. If you live in the U.S., probably not very good. 32,000 feet high. Still got to watch, George. Shout out to this Distronatic. He's 32,000 feet high.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Let's go, bro. Appreciate you watching, man. Especially on a boring day like this. Man, it's boring out here. It's boring, bro. But we're still live every day, right? We're still live every day, despite, you know, there really not being too much to talk about here. We're kind of just hanging out. We're vibing. Thanks for being here, guys. Seriously. Bill Gates still got a huge short on Tesla. Does he? Nice, dude. Bill Gates. Bill freaking Gates out here, Todd. Bill Gates, these freaking billionaires, man. You guys know they all got their little group.
32,000.
You know, Bill Gates calls up freaking. Bill Gates calls up Elon and goes, "Yo, what do we feel like long today? Yo, you want to throw a billy on the stock? Yeah, we'll pump it up, get everyone pumped up. Yeah. I'll throw a billy, you throw a billy, we'll pump it up. All right." Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, just let me know when you want to sell, right? We'll do like a 2x. You feel like a 2x today? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, man. Just pump it up 2x. I'll take profits. You take profits, right? If you even want to tweet about it a little bit, that would be great. Thank you, Elon. All right, Bill out. Thanks. You know these guys got the little groups. It's craziness, man. Member stream in the morning, okay? Yeah, we're gonna have a member stream in the morning, 8:30 tomorrow. We will still be there, right? We will still be there, man. Because though right now is a boring time, I do think this is an important time. It's boring, but it's important. This is when you should be doing your research on stuff that you wanting to own and what your plan is, right? Boring times is when you plan out your shit, right? Should I reallocate to this or reallocate to that? Should I sell some altcoins into Bitcoin? Should I sell some Bitcoin into altcoins? You know, where are my take profit levels? Like, if Bitcoin does get a pullback, what's my plan, right? This is when we should have everything already mapped out, right? For my plan right now is I still am going to assume that Bitcoin is going to be daddy here. So if Bitcoin does pull back, right, to like 25K, my plan is to scoop up some BTC there, right? And then we'll kind of, and my assumption is it's going to get a move up here eventually. And we talked about the scenario where we could just freaking stay in here for a really long time and just bore everyone out. If we do that, okay, cool. But, and then obviously the plan is, this was a take profit level for me. This is a take profit level for me at 32K, right? 37, right? 42, 48. Okay. If we don't make it up there, cool. Well, at least we took some profits here. So then if we come back down later in the year, like we always do, right? And back test the 50, we can add what we took profits at these levels back down to here. If Bitcoin keeps wanting to shoot up, that's fine, right? That is freaking fine. But yeah, man, that's kind of the synopsis right now, man. Everyone panic.
Everybody panic. We're going to zero.
What's the worst pullback for BTC in your opinion? Based off my take, okay? Based off my take is if my thought process is correct, where we get back above the 50, we should not go back below until hitting these 0.5 and 0.61 retracements. Bitcoin should not go below at this point. At this point, it's about 22.5, right? If Bitcoin got a weekly close below 22.5, I would say that my theory is probably gone, and we're probably at that point just looking really bad, and we probably go to back to like 18K or some shit. But as long as we stay above there, right, and really it's above the 50-week band, right? My bias is still up. Okay, if we break below here, dunzo. It is what it is. Okay, we go back to the drawing board there. But as long as that happens, there's nothing really different than it was 3 weeks ago when we came up here the first time. Morning coffee is like flicking a light switch. True. It is like flipping a light switch. All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave you on that one. ETH kind of sitting right at support here. We'll see if ETH can hold this going into tomorrow. Bitcoin kind of just hanging out here at 28K. Like it has for... Man, this is crazy. 19 days, right? So we'll be back in the morning. I'll see you members back at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. And then for everyone else, I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Other than that, see you guys tomorrow, man. I'll tell you this. Easy range to trade, man. Easy range to trade. Like this is a great time. Like if you guys are learning to trade, right? The time to learn to trade is not in these like super freaking volatile times where prices pumping and dumping like crazy. When it's in a nice little tight range like this is a great way to practice your skills as far as, right? Short and highs, long and lows with stop losses. Great time to practice if you guys are looking to trade. So anyways, I'm out. Peace out. Get you guys tomorrow. Later.